Hey, what's happening? Before we jump into the show, I wanted to see if you had any music on a hard drive. You have a band, you have a project, and you want to self-release your own music. Well, there's an easy way to do it. You can go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate and go get your music up on all the streamers. You keep 100% of your royalties, and you can get 30% off by using this code. It's a great, easy way to get your music up on the streamers and share it with your fans, your friends, your family, your mom, your dog, everybody. Everyone wants to hear it. But go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate, HYPHENATE, and send me the link. I want to hear it too. Send your mom the link. Send your dog the link. They all want to hear it too.
It's called Terraform the Afterlife. It is probably my favorite thing I've ever done. I'm really, really, really excited for everybody to hear it. We will be doing shows shortly after the record comes out.
What's happening, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into Hyphenate with me, your host, Randy Randall. This is our show for Thursday, August 13th, 2026. On today's show, I am very honored and excited to welcome Mr. Johnny Whitney from Evil Island. New record, Terraform the Afterlife, out now, coming out tomorrow if you're listening to this in real time, but it's out. And they will be playing shows. I think they're playing a secret show in Los Angeles this weekend, if you are around and so inclined to do such a thing. You should go see them. See them play live and go listen to the record and watch all the crazy videos they have on their YouTube. You can find more info about Johnny on his Instagram, Johnny, JOHNNY.Whitney, WHITNEY. Johnny's also from the band Blood Brothers, and other members of the Blood Brothers are also in the band Evil Island. This is the new record, new band, new project from former Blood Brothers members. You can follow the band evil.island.band on the Instagram. You can also follow him at Crystal City Clothing on Instagram, and then go to their YouTube. Search up Evil Island Band on YouTube. They got so many videos and fun, weird, wild teasers for the the new record up there. They've been doing a lot. They've been very busy. You can also go to evilisland.bandcamp.com for the record. Buy the record directly from them. It's really fun. If you like Blood Brothers and all things screamy and sassy and exciting, Evil Island is your new favorite band. Go listen to it. Terraform the Afterlife. It is out now. Johnny, Mark, Autry, Cody. It's got, 3/5 of the Blood Brothers in there. And Autry from the last version of Off, the bass player, who sat in after Steve McDonald departed the Off seat. So there you go, right? If that's your jam, go listen to it. I like it. I recommend it. Let's do it. Let's get into the interview and talk all things Johnny Whitney here. Thanks, Johnny, for coming on. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for being here with me as we survive this summer and get back into school, get back into work, whatever it is that you're doing. You can write me at hyphenatehalftime@gmail.com or find me on the interwebs at Randy S. Randall. And let me know what you think. I'll be back on Monday with Aaron Farley to talk all things about this interview and everything else going on in the world on Monday's halftime wrap-up show. But thanks for joining me here. It's a pleasure. I'm enjoying this 4th season as we truck down the road towards a happy destiny. All right, everybody. Here it is. The interview with Johnny Whitney, Evil Island, Terraform the Afterlife, out now. Go buy the record. Go see them live. Go buy tickets. Johnny, thanks so much for coming on Hyphenate. How are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's been so long.
I know. It's been quite a long time.
Yeah, how's everything? I really am enjoying Evil Island. This is
thanks.
An exciting new band, and you got a new record coming out.
Yeah.
This episode should be coming out right around the release of the album.
Awesome.
Tell me about Evil tell me about Evil Island. How did this all start? I know a little bit of research. It was the reunion, Blood Brothers, but give from your
I mean,
perspective,
broad strokes are we did the Blood Brothers reunion tour end of 2024. It went like a lot better than I think any of us expected it to be.
Okay.
And really just...
How long had you guys been broken up until that point? What was the break? You don't have to go broad strokes. We can go detail. We got time.
No, we can
get into it. But how long had it been from when you guys last played till 2024?
Yeah. So we did a tour in 2014. It wasn't really a tour. It was Fun Fest, a show in Seattle, a show in New York, and then a show in Austin. And so that felt good. Well, 10 years. It felt good, but it didn't really I was satisfied personally. I think we all were when we finished that. And I think a lot of that is because it was festival shows, and so it didn't really feel like it didn't feel as personal. And when we did this tour, it felt I just felt this overwhelming energy from the people that came out, from the shows. The shows were freaking insane. And I came away from it really feeling like I wanted to keep going. I wanted to make more Blood Brothers songs. I felt like we had a lot more to say. And when it came down to it, we started getting offers after the tour ended, and it became clear that not everybody was on board with that for various personal reasons that are totally understandable. And so, I kind of felt adrift for a couple months. I was thinking about reaching out, I just really wanted to do a project. And I hadn't really done anything since 2010 creatively. And I just felt like I had 14 years of creative energy that was sort of welling up and needed to be put into something. And so I thought for about 3 seconds about finding a stranger to collaborate with. And then it was really just blaringly obvious to me that I have a collaborator and his name's Cody. And this is the person that I have the best chemistry with. And so why not?
There's a track record. Decades of music being made together.
We've been playing together since we were 14 years old. Right. And so he had a bunch of songs that he had been trying to figure out something to do with for a little while. And we basically just got together, talked about it for a little bit, and then decided, let's give it a chance. So I live in the Bay Area, and we started by just, I would demo the songs in Logic, just in my closet. And we kind of just went back and forth till we got to about 11 songs. And it all happened pretty fast.
Just bouncing tracks back and forth to each other. He had guitar stuff. He'd send it to you.
Yeah. It was actually full. He had recorded a full thing to us. So it was bass, drums, guitar, a whole thing.
Was he playing all the instruments or these were software instruments, or how was he?
It was software instruments. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, just to get a vibe. And
sure.
We were really happy with the demos. I mean, we were real, the pre-production changed them a lot when we actually recorded them, but the actual demos as artifacts sound really, really amazing. I mean, you can feel the energy. Right. And so we, basically this was May of 2025. Cody's wife threw him a surprise party in LA. I drove down for it, and Ross Robinson was there. I had a very drunken conversation with him about.
Had you guys worked with him before?
Yeah, so he did Burn Piano and Burn, the first big-ish Blood Brothers record, and we were just kind of telling him about that me and Cody had started working on something, and we were really excited about it, and he was sold on wanting to do it. I mean, he's always been a big champion of our work. He's the person that literally gave me a career as a musician
That's cool.
by trying to, get us on various major labels. And Burn Piano Oil and Burn, which came out in like 2003, that was the first time I ever was in a band that had any real purchase outside of, the coasts. And he has had a large part to do with that. And we really just wanted with Ross, like when we did the Blood Brothers record with him, we kind of like, we were like 19-year-old elitist assholes that kind of, we didn't really, we treated, I think in hindsight, we treated him like he was lucky to have us when, it was quite the other way around.
But that's the beautiful part about being 19, and I'm sure he knew that too. That only happens. Hopefully, only happens for a short period in your life when you get to be. That your confidence your confidence outweighs your experience. Exponentially. Way more confidence than any. None of it's earned. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, definitely. And so, we wanted to just give it another chance with letting him actually produce. Cody had worked with him a bunch on, over the years, Cody's been working with him on random projects that Ross will need a guitar player on, and he'll call him in. Ross did the last Headwind City record with Jordan, the other singer from Blood Brothers, and Nick Zinner and the dudes from The Locust. So they had a relationship that had been like, maintained. He had worked with them quite a bit over the past 20 years. I hadn't. And so, that's basically how it began. We like very quickly after we finished the demos, talked to Mark. Like that again was like a 2-second thought. Who should we get as a drummer? Obviously, let's get Mark. He's like, him and Cody have the kind of chemistry that you cannot reproduce from, playing together when you're prepubescent till when you're a middle-aged man, right?
It's a lot of just looking out this corner of your eye and you catch somebody's arm, do a flick of a wrist, a move of a shoulder, like, okay, now you're in a spot.
They know each other. They know each other's bodies very well. They're very close. And so, and then shortly before we started recording in October, we brought Autry on board, who last played in Off and had previously played in Trail of Dead. We hadn't really ever played with him before he joined the band. And so we kind of we had him try out. It seemed like he was really great and brought a lot to the table. So we just, brought him in. And he brings a very welcome presence to all of this. He's a very like level-headed, logical, but also like really in the pocket, bass player. So that's kind of how it started. We started recording October 15th of last year, which was supposed to be a 2-week recording that, lasted until March. Because the thing with Ross is he's very, when he gets very passionate about something, he really, really, really dials the fuck in. And, he just wanted to keep iterating, keep making it better, and really like make it something special. And, he brought a lot to the table. I mean, he really, really, really helped. So.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like, it's a positive, productive collaboration with everybody in there. And had you guys played a show before going into the studio? Had any of this stuff been put up on stage, or no? This was all just
we still haven't played a show.
You still haven't played a show. Oh, okay. No. Okay.
Yeah, that's coming, but we haven't done it yet.
Wow. And then so from demos to putting the band together, rehearsing it, and then right into the studio. Yep. And then now record. That's incredible. So who's putting the record out? How did all that happen? How did this?
So Ross has his own label.
Oh, okay.
Called Blowed Out Records that he started with a couple of people, Bill, who does Side One Dummy Records, and Ghostmane. They all own the record label together.
Cool.
And so
so the label didn't mind footing the producer and studio bill. Then it was all a collaborative.
The label
it was a good
is
experience
the
on their side.
Yeah. That's the beauty of
That's an easy trade.
Having the label basically be in the band.
Gotcha. Yeah, that helps. I was gonna, because often, the thing we've all gone through is, you put the band together, you play a bunch of shows, and then you see, and then you build a thing from there. But to go straight from, past projects into a studio, into a label, it's an exciting funnel for now.
Yeah, it's
fun.
tricky because our live shows are so. I mean, and this is maybe just shows my privilege or whatever from being in a band that has really, really fun live shows that are very participatory from like an audience perspective.
Sure.
The idea of like playing to an audience of people that had not heard a single song that we'd ever written, I think for all of us seemed like maybe that's not the way we should introduce ourselves to the world. Like maybe, what we decided on was like a long rollout of the record that involves like 5 music videos leading up to the record, and then we do shows. So to just like give people a chance to hear the band before we start like doing the live thing.
That's great. Are there shows coming up? Is that eminently this fall or sometime this year, maybe next year?
Yeah, we're working on it in August through the end of the year.
Cool. That's exciting.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm. I remember our band Before No Age Wives jumped on an all ages show that Blood Brothers played, I think in the University District. It was like a Christian, like all ages show.
Yep. The Paradox.
The Paradox, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were on tour. We didn't have a show in Seattle. And I remember we slept in the van somewhere in the university area the night before. We'd gone to get all you can eat Thai food. From
at Arias
spot that was up there. Yes, Arias. Yeah, we've done that.
Oh my god,
we blew all of our money on a big Thai food, but we didn't have money for like a hotel or anything.
Yeah, that buffet was worth it though. I'd sleep in
but it was great.
Arias buffet for sure.
So we had a choice. Yeah, so we slept. We ate a big Thai meal and then slept in the van, and then I think we just came up to you. I think Dean knew Jordan a little bit, or somehow there was some connection. And then we can we just jump on? We'll play like 5 songs.
Yeah,
I think it was probably already
Jordan lived like
4th
1 block from there, probably at that time. So yeah.
Now,
that venue was amazing. I mean, we had a lot of great memories there. It was a really really
so that probably would have been 2002.
Yeah,
I'm guessing somewhere in there. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
That was such a fun show. That was our first tour. That was my first time playing music outside of LA. So it was a really fun moment.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just interviewed Nick Thornburn from what was his band? He has a new band called The Cream, but he was in Unicorns and Anyway, we played with his band also on that same tour in 2002 or 2001. Yeah. Anyway, it was a long time ago. It was fun. It's hard. You kind of scratch your head. I mean, this must happen to you all the time. Someone brings up a show and you're like, sure. If you say,
most of the time I don't. Most of the time I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's
the early ones and then the later ones, and there's a big chunk in the middle. You're like, it sounds right. Yeah, we had a whole conversation. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure we did.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, dude?
It was the stage. There's beer. It was loud. Yeah. Like, that show. The show with the stage and the beer and the loudness. Yes. Yeah.
It must be different now for people because everybody films everything.
Oh, right.
So it's like you can be like, no.
Well, and it says on the film, it says when and where it is. You get a location tag and a time tag with it. Yeah. No, I think we had little disposable cameras on that tour. Yeah. So I have some photos of it, but not I have no idea where they were.
You gotta be precious with that.
Yes, you have to. Yeah. Had to print them out and put them in a booklet and remember them.
Oh yeah.
So when did you first start playing music? Are you from the Seattle area, and when did you first start playing? How did this all happen?
Yeah, I'm from Kirkland, the same town that Lane Staley grew up in, which is across the water from Seattle. And we were just surrounded by all ages venues, and so we
the Firehouse in Redmond.
Firehouse.
This is
Yeah, there was a place called Ground Zero that was in Bellevue. There was a place called Magic Studios for a while that had a really weird, great shows in the early 90s. There was a band, Sun.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So Greg Anderson had this band called the Engine Kid. I don't know if you've ever heard them. That played a lot at this venue that no longer exists called Magic Studios. And that was really one of the formative experiences for us. I think we were like 12 years old and we went and saw Engine Kid all the time. They were just like this. They kind of sounded like Slint, but like way fucking heavier. And they sung about camping. So it was fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, we were just really lucky to be around. I mean, it was just part of the ether everywhere. I mean, we grew up, we were, tweens in the grunge era. So there was like a lot of music everywhere. And, as unathletic, I don't know, I'm trying to say something funny, but it's not coming to me. As like people that needed something to do as teenagers, like that was what we did. We started bands and we were lucky enough to have something to work towards, right? It's like, okay, if we get good enough and don't suck ass, we can play at this place. Most people don't have that. And I realized that like as soon as we started touring all over the country, is like, I didn't realize was so ungrateful for this amazing gift of growing up in this freaking amazing city in the 90s where, I could go see Rocket from the Crypt and Bikini Kill and Fugazi like all in 1 month and then, go back to 8th grade. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. How could you not start an awesome band with that much music available, right? You just have your mind blown every weekend.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And was that sort of where everybody from Blood Brothers met and was in that, was it that time and in that space?
Yeah.
When did Blood Brothers start? How old were you when you guys started?
Let's see. We started in 97. So I would have been 16.
Okay. Yeah. We're the same age.
Yeah. Good times.
That's incredible. So it started at 16. And then, like you said, then the record, the big record was in 2003, but before that, like what were those early shows like, and what was sort of the writing process and the response to it all?
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of other bands, we were all. I think there was probably like 7 or 8 of us that all played in different bands. Cody played with his brother Rocky in a band called Waxwing. Me and Jordan from Blood Brothers and Hannah, Jordan's sister, who played drums in the Gossip for a while, and our friend Devin, who was one of the founding members of Chromatics, all had a band called Vade. And we were like these, we started when we were like probably 13 and a half, 14. And we took it really seriously. And like Hannah was and is an amazing drummer, even back then. Devin, the guitar player.
He's one of my favorite guitar players. Oh, yeah. He was band Spider in the Webs, right? Wasn't that they were called? There was something?
Oh, I don't know. I've never heard
shoplifting.
That. He's been
maybe shoplifting. Yeah,
he was in shoplifting. Yeah. So, I mean, he was one of my closest friends growing up. Yeah. I mean, it was really interesting growing up with him because he's kind of a savant. Right.
Oh, yeah,
he's like,
but so quiet.
I have spent hours and hours and hours of my life in practice spaces listening to him noodle and figure things out. And I can tell you, the man is a fucking genius. I mean, he's like,
I believe it.
And growing up with him, it was very, I think part of the reason that I ended up becoming a singer was that what was the point of trying to play guitar? Like when your closest friend is this like fucking next level a guitar, like creative, insane aficionado.
It was so angular and kind of anti-melody, but still very melodic and busy.
Yeah, he's always been
simple,
like that too.
Minimalist, but then really tasteful. It had all those kind of things where just like you have to kind of like tilt your head. You're like, wait a second. How do you?
He's
do
unbelievable.
That? Like that's not. It's not a Van Halen virtuoso thing, but it's this kind of very thoughtful, very artistic, and very like just what needs to be there kind of vibe. And you're just like, oh fuck, I can't do that.
And it was great. I mean, he was like, I didn't have an older brother, but he was kind of like, I think a lot of people, how they get into music is like they have one tastemaker in their family. Like he introduced me to everything that I ever thought was cool.
How funny.
I'm so grateful for him having been in my life. So we started this band called Vade. And that was like the first, we took it very, 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 very seriously as like prepubescent people. And we played the old Firehouse a lot. One of our first really big shows was opening for Bikini Kill, which was totally nuts.
Whoa, huge.
As children. And so, but nobody really, like, people were like, wow, this is impressive. These people look like children and they're playing really adult sounding music. We had, we got our first records got put out when we were like 14 or 15 by,
and you were singing in this band?
Yeah, I was a singer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was by Jake Snyder, who's now most known for being in Minus the Bear, was in a band called State Road 522. Back then, he had his own label that he would put out bands, and he put us out on this like really. It was like, you remember June of '44 would always put out those like matchbook records. So he just ripped that off. It's like the record just is like exactly like that. It's a split with this really amazing band that's kind of been lost to history called Joe Don Baker. That if they had stuck around would have been like as big as Botch or something like that. They were unbelievable. So we just got all these really amazing opportunities, but nobody really dug us. Like, I mean, there were people that liked us, we would get like 20 to 30 people to come to our shows, but it was never like a thing. Right. And we started Blood Brothers as, basically a fun thing to do. We started getting really into like, crust punk bands and like Capitalist Casualties, Drop Dead, and like we just for fun we're like, let's start a band where we have like to have 45-minute songs and we have 2 singers, and immediately it just became something that was so much more what people wanted to see as anything else that we did. People, it was the first time I actually felt energy from a crowd when we played. And it just started building and building. More and more people started coming to our shows. And so it slowly became like the main thing that we did, despite not really giving a fuck about it, which is kind of how things work sometimes, right? Like the more you try, sometimes the less successful you are.
I was just telling a friend, I remember there was this time when this girl that I liked in high school, and whatever, nothing, we didn't talk anymore. And then out of the blue, she's like, "Oh, I like your band." And I just laughed. I was like, "I've been playing music for so long. You've never liked any of my bands. You've never liked anything I've done." Yeah. And then it was so random, the kind of thing like out of nowhere. We hadn't talked in years. Mm-hmm. And you like this, but I thought she was joking. I was like, nobody likes the music I make. That's not what I had.
You're talking to the person behind me or what?
Yeah. At 25 or 26, I was just like, no, that doesn't, here I am 10 years into playing music that I was very comfortable with nobody ever liking. And so to have people, come out and you're like, but me, it's not just like a random person would say you like music. Okay, sure. And then, but it was like, but how could you know me? And then all these years later say you like this band. That's so funny. Yeah. That just didn't make any sense because I had no background for how to respond to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was so used to I had responses to everything else. Like, you guys suck, fuck off. Like, oh, I haven't heard you. Oh,
shoot yourself in the head right now.
Yeah. Like, that I knew what to do with. But somebody earnestly saying they like your music, you're like, thanks. I get, like, you're instantly an asshole, but you're just more out of just that insecurity or that sort of like, okay, well, you're not supposed to like it. This is for me to like. I make this weird music and everybody shits on it. The world suddenly it goes sideways into your weird band people like.
Yeah. You can't plan it. It just happens. It happens outside of your control, really.
Is that how it felt as things were happening for Blood Brothers at that moment?
It really felt like
the same band you were the year before, and now like suddenly a page turned or an interview or a photo or something happened, and you're like, oh wait, now we're a different band.
Yeah, I mean, it was more just like, I mean, it might have been also correlation, not causation, with like more stuff happening in Seattle and the all ages scene growing. I don't know. From my perspective, it felt like, okay, we made a deliberate decision to just have fun and stop giving a fuck and just make something that is like, we'll play at a couple parties and then that'll be it. And it like that combined with like all of the skill that we had built from taking ourselves really seriously just made something people cared about. So that's just kind of how it went.
You saw the alchemy of the parts that came together to make it. And then, but in hindsight, you can look back and go, oh, well, there was an influx of shows and things, and it was a vibe and a scene and the right time, right place. And all of what they say was, it's a 90% preparation, 10% perspiration or the other way around. Something. You got to be ready for something to happen. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Can't put a price on heart.
And then, so then what happens? Is this, you guys make a record, you guys go on a tour, how does it really break?
For Blood Brothers, we did a couple 7-inches. We did 7-inch with Mike Ott, who I think you're also friends with,
Sure.
from Hopscotch Records, which at the time we thought was like unbelievable. I mean, it still was unbelievable, but we got really into the Area 51 record that he put out like before. So it was like, fuck, this is crazy. This guy's gonna put out a record. Amazing. And so we did that. And then eventually we had to part ways with Devin, just because it just wasn't working out for various reasons. So Morgan, the bass player of Blood Brothers, was in this fucking awesome, like kind of proto metalcore band called Nine Iron Spitfire. That they were kind of like Dead Guy. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but like they were more dangerous to be around when they were performing because they would like just hit you with the heads of their basses and stuff like that. So we sheepishly asked him to play bass and he agreed. We were very intimidated by him because he was older than us and like he just seemed like really, really, really talented because he is. And
that's just how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did a record called This Adultery is Ripe, also on Hopscotch, which, did okay. We're still like a regional band mostly. And then this was all like concurrent to us graduating high school. We get out of high school, get in a shitty 1980s Ford van, tour around the country. Our first tour was with Orchid and Red Scare. A tour that felt like it lasted 55 years, all around the country. It was the first time I had ever been really outside of Washington extensively. Totally blew my mind. I mean, it was like remains one of the most formative experiences of my life. We just started like
on floors and playing
floors,
basements and everything.
Driving around in an air conditioned van in Kansas when it's 100 degrees. Trying to invent air conditioning out of bags of ice unsuccessfully, that kind of stuff.
Everything's just soaking wet now and everything's got mold growing on it.
Yeah. Now I'm damp.
Yeah. Trying to pee out of the window at highway speed and realize it all goes back at you. I mean, these were first tour mistakes. Classic 19-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. Peeing in the van was a problem.
Always.
It's a big problem. And then, we got asked to do a record on 31G, Justin Pearson's label, which also was like unbelievable to us at the time. Like just growing up, having all those records, all the Gravity records, all the 31G records, just like completely shape everything we did. So we did that. And then concurrent to that, we got an email in our Hotmail account, thebloodbrothers@hotmail.com, from some guy named...
Anyone still checking that one?
No, it's gone.
You got the password? Yeah. Oh, no.
No, it's gone. From someone named John Frost at Frost Entertainment. And we were like, whatever, who's this asshole? Right.
Yeah.
And he was asking us like, if we were interested in like, doing a record with this guy named Ross Robinson, who, I'm going to be honest, at the time, I did not know who he was.
He'd done Korn, right? Wasn't that his thing?
Yeah. Discovered Korn, right. Discovered Slipknot, discovered Limp Bizkit.
I see. Discovered. Yeah, and not just, he wasn't just a producer for hire. He saw this kind of raw band.
He saw something in them and then built them. I mean, he is responsible for
those early records.
All those records.
Interesting.
In a way, like I had many conversations with him about like Slipknot and Korn on the Evil Island record, just like hearing stories of like what it was like to break those bands in the early 90s. It's fucking insane. I mean, like the man, like he's like a singular entity in seeing passion in people and bringing it out of them. And like, he's responsible to a large part for all those bands existing. And he found them when they were like playing to 5 people and 3 of them were fighting each other in the crowd. kind of thing.
I mean, there's kind of like a Rick Rubin-esque type of lore making to that, with like Beastie Boys, Slayer, and this sort of like seeing the record that no one else is seeing in a band.
Yeah. Well, except for he sees things that he also has unbelievable ideas. I mean, not to go into digression, but like this record, like the Evil Island record, there were so many instances where he would suggest an idea, suggest a way that I do vocals, or like comp something together from my vocals that at first I was like, this is not how I heard it. This is not how I intended to do it. And I don't like it. And then a voice in my head would say, just give it a chance and let him, see if you like it. Let the idea play out. And within like 4 or 5 listens, I'm like, fuck, I was wrong. Like he did it again. He's always fucking right. He has just unbelievable instincts. And like, I will never willingly do another record with anybody else other than him. If I'm lucky enough to continue making music. I mean, he is just really, really one of my favorite people on earth.
That's
so
cool.
Anyways, he like, we got his random email in our Hotmail account. And we ignored it for months and months and months. And then we finally realized that it was something that might be interesting. I think, that the Drive-In Connection sort of gave us a little bit of interest.
He did their Grand Royal record as well, right?
Yeah. Not the Grand Royal. He did Relationship with Command, the only one. Oh, you mean the label Grand Royal? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I was thinking because they have a. Oh, see, my brain is stupid. I was thinking In Casino Out, and then I thought Casino Royale. That's a James Bond movie. So
Right.
But anyways, yeah. So he, we spent about a year and a half of him trying to get us signed to labels that did not understand what the fuck we were. For a while he was trying to sign us to Virgin, he at one point, like, we were stuck in New York on 9/11 with a broken down van. He helped us get out of New York. He was just a really like a big champion of everything we did. And then we finally found a label that believed in us, and the rest is history. We got signed. It was this label called Artist Direct. It was like a very .com era.
Oh, right.
Thing.
I remember that. Yes. Yeah.
So it started off as like an online music catalog, and then they started putting out records. They put out The Cure. They put out the soundtrack to that Badly Drawn Boy record, or About a Boy.
Sure. I remember that. Yep.
And us.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the big label. How many records did you do with them? Was that
one? And then they went bankrupt.
Just the one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of convenient and annoying in so many other ways. Yeah. At least you weren't stuck in like a 7-record deal with a thing that was going down the toilet. So
it became a theme for us, unfortunately, though. So
who was next? Take me through the hit list. What
V2.
labels did you bring down? Next was V2. Okay.
Yeah. So Ross was actually largely instrumental in getting us on V2. And
they were
we
White
rewarded
Stripes
him
too, right? Wasn't that a
White
thing?
Stripes,
Moby.
Okay, so they had a lot of cool stuff. And we rewarded him by
you sunk all that Moby and Jack White money. Took it, and they were done.
Yeah. And so then we did Crimes on that. One of the biggest regrets of my life is that we were kind of pricks and we went with a different producer. After that point, we were huge fans of Unwound and Sleater Kinney and a lot of those Olympia bands. So we had John Goodmanson do it.
Yeah.
And which it was great. I mean, I love John Goodmanson,
Sure.
but I would have loved also to have Ross involved because in hindsight, I think he would have made the record kind of phenomenal. Given that Crimes was like a big deviation from like what we had done before. Yada yada yada, and then we did another record.
It's always hard to know.
Blah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go back and relitigate any of the things, but it makes sense too. Just kind of there's Pacific Northwest roots and those kinds of things, and you never know. And,
I think we were also just trying to the 20-year-old thing of just trying to be cool. There's a cool indie rock producer. Like he produced all these records that people that we want to think we're cool think are cool and whatever. It was it was a dick move to do.
It's hard. Well, it's hard to know at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hindsight.
Right. Oh yeah. No, I think Dean and I went through so many of those kind of things. We worked a lot with Pete Lyman, and I think we did all of the Sub Pop records with him, and he's great. He came out of Denver. He grew up with Sonny, and he was in Your Future and stuff. But he's a great engineer. He went on to becoming a mastering guy. But he had a great studio. It was really fun because it was fun. We felt like we were working with a friend. Because I think we had a lot of ideas in that kind of 20-year-old dickish kind of way. You know, we'd never made a record before, but we knew what we wanted it to sound like, even though we didn't know how to make it. You know, we needed him to sort of translate that in a way, and he had so many great ideas. And I think as it went on, we kind of got high on our own supply. We're like, we made this. But no, I mean, we didn't know how to do anything. Pete taught us everything, you know, and I think I learned how to make records, learned how to record, you know, music, you know, but just by bugging him. I think the whole session was, I'd do a guitar day, I'm gonna come in and just watch him. Like, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? How do you do that? How do you do this? How do you do that? What's a fade? What's a this? What's a that? And it was great. You know, it was a whole education in a session too. Yeah. So tour the world, everything's crazy. The wheels fall off of Blood Brothers, and then what happens next? Where do you go from there? I mean, it's, you know, I've told this story many times on the podcast, but it's one of those funny things. You know, I feel very fortunate to survive all the things, because not everybody survives these kinds of experiences with touring and stuff. So I feel fortunate in that regard. But it's definitely a thing where you don't realize the top of the roller coaster. You just kind of assume that roller coaster is just going up the whole entire time. Oh yeah. And it isn't until you're about halfway down, you're like, I don't think it's going back up again, because you have lots of ups and downs, but it just seems to always kind of be on the rise. Every downturn is just another step up. Eventually, you know, it all just keeps going, and then it's pretty soon the roller coaster starts going down. You're like, it's not going back up again. This isn't happening. What happened? Yeah,
you're in the third act of Boogie Nights.
Right. Yeah. But you don't know it. Everyone else knows it, but you don't know it. And at least I speak for myself personally. And it's a tricky situation to be in. You're like, fuck, this happened. What the fuck? Yeah. So, I mean, we broke up. Blood Brothers broke up, not really over anything. It just kind of like the Young Machetes was a really painful record for us to write. I'm really happy with it in hindsight. We got to work with Guy Picciotto. Which was a dream. And he features into the new Evil Island record as well, right? He does. Yeah. He does, yes. We just broke up because the thing that made us great was that we're pulling in different directions. And when it worked really well. And when it didn't, it was agony. And Young Machetes had some really great moments of brilliance. I think the best Blood Brothers song we ever wrote is on that record, Set Fire to the Base on Fire. It's like, everything that I've ever loved about Blood Brothers is in a 2-minute, 30-second song. It's like a everything bagel, gives you everything you love about Blood Brothers. And so, you know, I thought I was very high on my own supply when the band broke up, and I thought, you know, we can just keep going, you know, start a new band, whatever. It'll be exactly the same, you know. People love me. This is great. It'll be awesome. And it was okay. You know, me and Cody and Jay Clark from Pretty Girls Make Graves started Jaguar Love. Me and my wife had just bought a house in Portland. They all moved down there. We all moved into the house together and spent the summer writing a record. We wrote it really fast, pitched to Matador, got Matador on board. And like, huge. You know, very quickly. Yeah, it was not nothing, but we did it off of clout, right? It wasn't off of, you know, the songs were really good, but there was something missing. Like it was very cerebral. I think we were really trying too hard. You know, it's like the thing of we were like 26 years old. It's like, what the fuck? This has something has, you know, you see peers that have started in the same place that you're started that are now like in much more successful places, and you start to think to yourself, like, what does 30 look like for me? If I, you know, given that I have sunk every single thing into being a musician, I have no job history, I have no friends, I have no family, no 401k. I just have this.
this thing, right? I have no insurance. So, it was a lot of pressure. And I think that unfortunately kind of watered down what we were doing a lot. And, we did a couple records. The last record.
I'm sure there's a sense too, even of like artistic stuff where like we're maturing. We're of a different, let's turn the page. It's a new band. It's an opportunity to stretch a different part of yourself, even outside of, all those other considerations. I imagine you wanted to.
I always just
evolve.
wanted to, I felt like I had more. I always felt like, okay, everybody loves the fact that I'm in this crazy, screamy band. And that really felt one dimensional to me when I was that age. I didn't really appreciate it. I didn't have a lot of gratitude for the fact that, having shitloads of people come to your show, no matter what it is that they like about you, is something that is kind of impossible to recreate out of whole cloth. Right.
Yeah.
And so, it really didn't do as well as we hoped. And by 2010 was like, I had my first daughter. I'm like, do I really want to miss her first birthday to play for 25 people in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and this parking lot of a Dutch Brothers Coffee or some shit? No, I don't. Right. So eventually me and Cody just decided that it was time to hang it up and figure out something else. And then I entered a completely different stage of my life, that though was very, it was exciting, I guess, to go into it. I became a software engineer. I taught myself how to do it. I was not an email tech person at all. My entire life. I was one of the last people that I know to get an email address in the late 90s. And I really just did it out of necessity because I needed to make money and I was tired of being broke. And we had to, when the last Jaguar Love record kind of didn't really do well. This was also 2009 where all the money in the entire world was on fire. And, we were just in a bad place. We had to sell our house, move back to Seattle. I'd move in with my mother, and our baby and our 4 cats, which was a real motivator to get your shit together, that I'm grateful for in a way. But talk about your life and the world's events kind of, violently meeting in a way where you can't help but for it to feel personal. Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to the whole world? But really it's happening to me. The most important part of this economic global collapse is me. This fucking sucks. Yeah. Yeah. No, it happens. Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. I'm happy. And in hindsight, I'm grateful because it's allowed me to have a totally different life that I also enjoy. And
what does that look like? I don't know much about software engineering. Do you go to work for a company and you're writing code and you're making products that people use?
I work for Netflix. I've worked for Netflix since 2015.
Oh, thank you for your service. I probably interacted with something you wrote. This is probably
no.
Oh, maybe not. Okay.
I do enterprise software, so stuff that pays the bills, but not something that is actually on the surface, which is fine. I don't care.
I've been telling people that we have a TV and it's all the remotes and it's all streaming and it's whatever. But the remote stopped working and I'm at a point where I'm like, I can't get it to work. I have a 12-year-old son and he knows he just touches it and it works. And I was like, that used to be me. I used to be the guy here. Give it to dad. Give it to him. He can always make it work. And here I am now, 45 years old. And I'm just touching this thing. I was like, goddamn remote. I'm like, I have turned it, the transformation is complete. I've become my father or, more broadly a father where I'm just like, and the best part was I didn't care. I was like, I don't even fucking want to watch anything on this TV anyway. I've seen it all. It's all the same. So that's really where it was like, there is the turn when technology doesn't work for you and you don't even care.
Yeah. I'll just go stare into a fire.
I don't care. I don't give a shit. That's why I fucking hate everything that's on there anyway. It's all just bullshit. I want to cancel all these subscriptions and I'll put on a DVD. Let's hook up the VHS player. I don't know. Kids these
Well,
days.
contractually, I cannot agree with you as a Netflix
Right, of course,
employee,
yes.
but yeah. So it's been great. I mean, it's allowed me to do
amazing.
everything that I got to do with the Evil Island record. I'm
That's great.
Eternally grateful. So
amazing.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny, right? I mean, the shape of our lives is constantly surprising. I'm fine that, and I'm so happy to be at a point where I can experience it in that way rather than fight it in all those kinds of ways. You know what I mean? Where it was like, I think as a younger person, that survival mechanism or coping mechanism of being very focused and controlled and telling the world what you want it to be, and then it shows up on your doorstep. You're like, ha, it worked. You're a magician or something. It all worked. You're like, I have a plan and a vision, and the world bends to my command. And you reach an age where you're like, oh, it's not going to happen anymore. I've lost whatever it was, or it was never mine to begin with, or just whatever happened happens. And now to find that flow, to be back with everything else and have fun with it and ride the wave that it is.
Yeah. Dude, I have never... I always thought being this age would be a life sentence of drudgery and horror, right? And it's been quite the opposite. My favorite.
That's one of the choices you can make, I suppose, in the choose your own adventure game of life. Yeah, there's a way to do that life.
I remember having my 40th birthday during the pandemic and thinking like, well, this is the beginning of the shitification of me forever. And it's been quite the opposite. I mean, like the best years of my life have been in my 40s by far, like not even close. I love it. I love making music as a person that isn't brain dead and filled with anxiety and hatred and fear. It's great. I can't recommend Getting Older more to anyone.
Highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
No Age put our second record for Drag City out in May of 2020. And by that point, you know how the machine rolls a little bit. Not that Drag City is a big machine, but we turned the record in 6 months before, so we turned it in in fall of 2019. We're getting press ready. We got shows booked. We got Europe. We're about to buy plane tickets, everything. And they were like, well, let's hold off. There's supposed to be something going around.
Something weird happening.
Yeah, but that's not till summer. We're in spring. It's not gonna. Yeah. What's gonna happen? Meanwhile, we just done a bunch of shows and came back really from 2019. I think we turned the record in and I did a run of festivals or something in fall, and then we're back for I don't know, maybe festival. Anyway, we come back and I just was fucking sick. It was really bad. And then went to like a Christmas party with my whole family. They all get really,
so you started COVID.
Coughing.
Interesting.
Yeah. We came by Wuhan. We had this really great festival out in Wuhan. It was this night market, great bats.
The bats there are phenomenal.
They said it was vegan, but I don't know. It tasted a little funny.
Beyond bad.
But anyway, we all got sick for that winter break in 2019, and then we're like, oh, it's going around. I was like, yeah, but everybody's had whatever. It's not a big deal. And then we all know how the story ends. But the funniest part was the week the record came out. And they were like, should we push it? And we're like, what are we going to push it for? We don't need to push it. You know what I mean? Like what, in a month or two, this thing will be wrapped up before you know it. We'll be out. Yeah. We're going to tour in fall. We'll just push all the dates back from summer to fall of 2020. And then there was all of the amazing Black Lives Matter protests, and there was a social media blackout, and everyone's supposed to post a black square, in solidarity, and that I think was the release day.
Damn.
So it was really when I say where it feels like the world events are directly have crosshairs in some way.
So why you posted all those mean things about George Floyd online.
Yeah,
okay. Go on. Interesting.
So it was I really took it personal. This was something I really felt the world really squashed out. It's a great record. It's the lost record. In those kind of ways, we started to understand like, oh, this will be the narrative of this record. This is the one no one will hear. And we really liked it.
That's a bummer.
And then 2022 we did a tour. We did another record and another tour, and it was just really oh man, it just the bruise of that 2020 record still hurt. I think we should have shaken it off, but it's the character builders, and it's hard. Yeah, it's hard having those later in this midlife sort of run of a band. You're like, oh, Okay.
Yeah.
If you were a kid, you
much
just
more
pick up-
sacrifice.
There's something
Yeah.
about it, right? Yeah. It's like, I mean, we're both parents and everything else, but I think as a kid, you have a bad show and you're all laughing about it before the show's even over. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Or something, because you're used to things falling apart all the time, but you get a pretty good run going. You're like, that hurt. It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
So that's
Most
a fun one. But tell me about Guy Picciotto on the album.
Yeah.
Is it a secret? Is it a
no? Everybody, I mean, people know. Nobody's heard the song, but so this is how it happened. Literally, he came out to the Blood Brothers shows that we did in 2024. Hung out with him. Great guy. Love him so much. Really sweet, genuine, everything you'd think. Right.
Yeah.
And when we were doing this record, we had one song that I had kind of written the chorus in like a call and response kind of way, much like a lot of the Blood Brothers songs that I would write, like me and Jordan's call and response parts. And we were listening back to it, and we just started kind of like doing this joke where we would do the call part in Ian Mackay's voice and the response part in Guy's voice.
Sure.
And we did that for like a day, and then the thought came to us like, dude, we could like just text him and ask him if he wants to like do this, right? And so we did. He sort of reluctantly, he was very excited and was into doing it, but he caveated it all with, I haven't done anything in 20 years. My studio's not set up. And like, I'll try because I love you guys, but no promises that I'm going to be able to do it, because I just I haven't dusted off these pipes since the Bush administration. Right. And so, we waited, and it was kind of like this, like, every couple weeks we'd be like, has anybody heard anything from Guy? Everybody heard anything from Guy? And, he eventually sent a version of the song. I think it was it was around New Year's Eve of this year. And it was like an out of body experience, like hearing this man who I have idolized my entire life singing on a song that I wrote with me, in a way that, I mean, it is very similar to how a Blood Brothers song would be, just like the way that I wrote the treatment. It's like, it's unbelievable. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it happened. So that's kind of it. I mean, he just like literally just took the track and recorded it at his house, and it sounds he still sounds exactly the same. It's amazing. I literally cannot wait for everybody to hear it. Like, it is, it's one of my favorite things I've ever got to do.
Oh, that's exciting.
So, yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, the album is out. Where can people follow you, follow the band, buy the record, see the shows, buy tickets? What's the best way for people to follow?
We're on Instagram at evil.island.band. We are on YouTube at Evil Island Band as well, I believe. Just search up Evil Island on YouTube. We have all the other stuff. If you're interested in the TikTok's your thing, we have that as well. The album's coming out August 14th. It's called Terraform the Afterlife. It is probably my favorite thing I've ever done. I'm really, really, really excited for everybody to hear it. And we will be doing shows shortly after the record comes out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. Everybody, yes. Evil Island is here. Get on it.
We are here. Get on it.
It's a thing. Let it be known.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited. Awesome, Johnny. Well, thanks so much for jumping on and chatting and going down memory lane and all the other points in between. That's great.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Radical. there he is, Johnny Whitney. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Terraform the Afterlife, evilisland.bandcamp.com. Go there. Go to YouTube. Search Evil Island Band on YouTube. You can also go to Johnny.Whitney on Instagram. He's got all the links for evil.island.band there, and also Crystal City Clothing, as well as at The Blood Brothers. And go follow them and go see all the fun stuff. And what are they doing? They're playing Saturday, August 15th from 7 to 10 p.m. at Club TG. The word is out. Go see them if you're in LA. It's going to be wild. Wild time. Can't wait to see them live. All right, everybody, be well. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. If you are getting ready to go back to school or getting the kids back to school, God bless you. Keep in there. Hang in there. You're almost there. That's what we're doing this week. Kids start Wednesday. All right. I'm happy to have the kids back. And then I start my own schooling. So wish me luck. All right, everybody. Be well this weekend. Stay refrigerated.
When we did the Blood Brothers record with him, we were like 19-year-old elitist assholes.